friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia and thank you so much for being here today. I literally just logged off of my computer and I'm here spending time with you guys. So today we're going to be talking about certain things that women really shouldn't be doing. These are things that I learned. I do want to make a mental note that this is not in any particular order. If you feel that there is something that is touching your heart, definitely go ahead and pray about it. Again, this is super important and I really feel that in order for you to be a successful woman and a successful wife and mother, it's definitely something that we should all follow. So the first thing I want to talk about is comparing yourself to others. Now, I know that social media is huge and hard-hitting on this. I have been affected by it personally, and I'm sure that you guys have, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter or even magazines. As you're in the shopping line, right, at the grocery store, you see these tabloids and everybody is like looking all beautiful and perfect. Definitely just comparing yourself to other people. Being a Christian woman, I definitely saw myself even comparing myself to other modest Christian women or other Christian women in leadership or just women in general that I compared myself to, whether it was my body or my looks or just anything else. Definitely stop comparing yourself to other women because God created you special. God created you the way you are. And if you were thinking you wanted to be like somebody else, then that would stop you from being you. And so God created you with a special purpose. You are you and nobody else can be you. But I wanted to let you guys know that if God wanted us all to be the same, he would have created robots. And thank God for that, because I am not like my sisters and I am not like my mom and I am not like my friends, because I am me. And that's what makes me special. That's what makes me stand out. And that's what makes me unique. And not only so much on the way that we look, but also in our parenting styles. Your parenting style may be different than somebody else's parenting style, whether they're in church or not. You may allow your kids to have candy sometimes and other people don't. You may not allow your kids to have sleepovers and there are other parents that do. Every parent's style is different. So do not compare yourself to others. I know there's a lot of parenting tips out there. Definitely take them and apply them and pray over them. You're not expected to have the parenting style like your brother or your sister or anybody else does. Now, I do have a close group of friends and we share parenting tips here and there, but we definitely don't force or judge our friends because they don't parent their child the way we do. So definitely don't compare yourself to other women and don't compare your parenting style. Another thing that we really don't want to compare is our marriage. Your marriage is different than somebody else's. There are people who celebrate every single anniversary and special occasion and birthday like to the max. Me and my husband really don't celebrate things like that. Does that mean that we don't love each other any more or less? Absolutely not. So definitely do not compare your marriage to other people's. Whether he pulls out the chair for her, he opens the door. Every marriage is totally different and that's okay. Maybe you do something that somebody else doesn't do. Maybe you and your spouse kind of show your love in a little bit more intimate and private setting, not all out, showing public display of affection. That is perfectly fine. Don't compare your marriage to somebody else's, because somebody who has been married a couple months is definitely going to have a different marriage experience or outward appearance than somebody who's been married 10, 20, 30, even 50 or 60 years. Your marriage journey to your spouse is individual to you, and that's what makes you guys super special. And I also want to talk about career, because this is something that I'm totally guilty of. Do not compare your career with other women. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, again, don't compare yourself to other stay-at-home moms where they multitask and they have these to-do lists and they have schedules and they homeschool. If you're a stay-at-home mom and your kids go to school, don't knock yourself down for it. Don't feel forced like you have to do homeschooling. I'm doing homeschooling and I also work, but to be honest with you, I don't really count it as homeschooling because number one, my husband helps me with the grading, and the curriculum that I use, and I'll link it in the description below, is called Abeka. It is a Christian curriculum, but they pretty much do all the teaching themselves through DVDs. And so it totally works for my family because I can have my son at home. Tried it 1 year and I really, really liked it. And this is just time that he can be home with us. We can be enjoying this time. And so homeschooling seems to work for me. Doesn't mean that you should feel pressured or forced or obligated or expected to do it. So do not compare yourself to other stay-at-home moms. Careers. I used to think I am 36 years old and I should be at this level in my career. I should be making this amount of money because my friend or my coworkers are this old and they're making this amount of money and they're in this position. And shouldn't I be in management already or leadership? Everybody's journey, again, is different when it comes to that. I need to go ahead and celebrate the successes that I do have. I got a raise this year. I got a little bit of a bonus this year. I was able to get promoted. I was able to go ahead and show my skills in my department. Enjoy the little steps, the little celebration times that we have, especially in your career. Don't ever compare yourself to other women that are climbing that success ladder like super, super fast. But you need to wonder, are they having clear boundaries? Are they maybe taking time away from other important things like parenting or family or me time or self-care? When you see somebody that is definitely climbing up that career ladder super fast and that is all they're focused on, they probably are kind of lacking in other areas. For me, I don't work on Sabbath. I'm not going to work on Saturday for anybody. And so, yeah, I can get ahead in my work. Yes, I can probably get other positions, but you know what? What is important to me? Is it more my career? Is it my family? Is it my time for myself or my time with my God? Those are things that you need to be asking yourself about, and praise God and thank Him for the blessings that He has already given you. The other thing that I want to talk about, again, these are in no particular order, is sharing personal things with others. Women should not be sharing personal, secret, intimate things with other people. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do this if your mom is your best friend or you have a really, really, really close best friend that you feel like will have your back, is not going to go ahead and share, is not going to gossip, is not going to hold it against you later on. If you have somebody that you can confide in and know that there is no way in the world that they're going to betray you, then definitely go for it. We all do need that person. Don't go out and saying your secrets, your special, intimate, personal things with just anybody. Okay, you want to make sure that if you do have, whether it's a pastor or it's a counselor, counselors are great. They're not going to be going out and spilling your information to anybody, or a really, really close friend or relative that you can go ahead and do that. But otherwise, do not go out and share your information. The other thing that I definitely want to say, and thankfully I never really did this just because my marriage with my husband has been totally different than my first marriage. It's definitely been God-centered 100% from the beginning, is do not talk negative about your husband. So if you and your husband have a big fight, or if your husband doesn't do certain things, I mean, definitely if you have that close person that you want to go ahead and you want to vent to, but do not tell people your husband's dirty laundry. That is not their business. As a matter of fact, you should actually talk to your husband about it. You should talk to them and let them know the things that are bothering you, the things that, you guys need to work through, okay? Instead of telling somebody else, because that's not going to change the situation. That's not going to fix the issue, right? Talking negative about your spouse is not respecting yourself, and it's really not respecting them. It's not honoring them, and it's not honoring God. Because if God felt that you guys should both be together and you guys are a team, right? You guys are supposed to be united, then why would He want you to talk about your spouse? That person is supposed to make up part of you, right? The Bible says that the two are going to become one. So technically, if you're talking about them, that's kind of like you talking about yourself. And I don't know if you would want to air out your dirty laundry with somebody else. Another thing, this is huge, 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 and I almost want to say it's like the number one in a relationship, is never talk about your sexual life with friends, with mama, with your best friend, with your sister, with anybody. Your sexual, intimate life is between you and your spouse. Nobody wants to know what you like and what he does and what he doesn't do, and none of that matters. If you're unhappy with your sexual life, the only person you need to go ahead and talk to, the only person that can actually change it, is going to be your spouse. You should not, I repeat, should not be talking about your sexual life and your intimacy with anybody. The only exception may be a counselor, but the counselor will probably tell you that you would need to go ahead and either have marriage counseling or you would need to address these things with your spouse. It is not a fun conversation to have with our girlfriends. It is just not something that you want to do. It doesn't honor you. It definitely doesn't honor your spouse, and it does not honor God, because God gave us sex as an intimate thing, as a beautiful thing between a husband and a wife in the marriage bed, and it should not be shared with anybody else. You got to be careful, because if you're talking about the good things that are happening in your intimate life. Some people may be curious. They may start getting jealous of that. And we definitely don't want to be tempting anybody. Again, speaking honestly, truthfully, as women, we want to be careful what we're sharing and that we're not tempting anybody else to have these negative thoughts. Your sexual life, your intimate life is totally private between you and your spouse. You can definitely talk to each other about what you enjoy. You can talk to each other about what you wish could be better or what you want to be different. But again, that is between you and your spouse, and nobody else should have all those little tips and tricks. And the last one that I want to talk about for this video is not judging other women, uplifting each other up. How many times do we see other women, and even though they may not dress like me, they may not look like me, they may not act like me, I should not be talking about my sisters. Whether they are Christian or not, we need to be lifting each other up instead of knocking each other down, talking about each other, gossiping about each other, talking about how her skirt is too short or how she had plastic surgery done. We are supposed to be uplifting each other. Women empowerment. You don't get to choose who we lift up. We're all here with the same purpose. We're all women struggling in one way or another. And it is so beautiful when you see women that are able to be together, that are able to compliment each other. And there are just some real haters out there. It's not okay for you to give somebody a compliment. Like if a girl's wearing a really cute skirt, say, hey, I really like your skirt. I really like your shoes. Oh, your glasses are really pretty. Hey, did you color your hair? It looks really nice. Like, to be honest, I love giving other women compliments. I love it because it uplifts them. It lets them know, hey, there are some women out there that aren't haters. You don't know if she's had a really rough day. You don't know if she's going through something with her kids today, if she's going through something at her job, if she's going through something with her spouse, at church, whatever it may be. Uplifting each other. Like my shirt says, being kind, being loving, being genuine, and stop the hate. There's plenty of hate out there. There is no reason why you need to hate on your fellow sisters. I dare you guys to give it a try. It's number one, a way for you to just drop down those barriers, because the person that you may think is rude or stuck up or obnoxious, immediately you give them a compliment. Trust me, I've done it. They just go ahead and they're immediately like your friend. The next time you see them, they're going to say hi to you. That is how we build a community of powerful, beautiful, strong women, by uplifting each other, not talking about each other. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys go ahead and share this with other women. I think it's something huge that we all need to be doing and practicing and sharing with others, because again, there's so much negativity, so much hate, so much darkness in this world. You got to spread some light, guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and share in the comments if there's anything else that you guys feel definitely women should be or should not be doing. And check out some of my other videos that I post weekly. I hope that you guys take care. You definitely enjoyed this, because I know I did. And until the next time, bye.